I'm in the Hokianga, a poor region where 80% of the people are Ngapuhi and much of the beautiful land is still communally owned.
Welcome to the workshop.
Art space. Will Nakuru is an artist whose life is about fusing tradition with the modern world.
Thus the little SIM card switch, but it's a bedside lamp.
Where to with your art? Is it a commercial thing for you, or is it a...
Yeah, like when I came home, the employment opportunities were really limited. I don't think I fully understood it when I first came home, but it's a challenge to you know, keep yourself in pocket.
Will was raised in Christchurch by his Irish mum, but it was his Ngapuhi father's stories which inspired him to return to the family's 20-acre block of Māori land.
Māori weren't actually eligible for the first social welfare benefits in this country because the government deemed them to be able to look after themselves because they had such an intimate relationship with the land during the Depression. So, you know.
30s?
Yeah.
Wow. So this is what powers your house?
Yep. It looks like a piece of junk, but it does the job.
So what's it made out of?
It's the motor out of a smart drive washing machine. And in here we've got this is a piece of dairy farming. It's a Pelton wheel. And so the water hits the cups, turns it, and 2 wires, electricity back to the house.
Yeah, Will's built this funky old house from scraps materials on land owned jointly by 300 relatives. Dealing with multiple owners can be a hassle and banks won't lend for development. As a result, what was once a birthright has become a problem, and Will has found himself swimming against the tide.
Just get the last lot of rocks in there and just... Now we're seeing land that was traditionally had been in Māori ownership for generations is being put up on the general market and sold over the internet to, you know, one block was sold to a woman from New York who simply wanted a place to put her tent when she came over. So it's...
I mean, is that so wrong? If people want to sell it, then...
It's not so much, it's not as simple as saying it's right and it's wrong. I think it poses some interesting challenges for us as Māori because we say we're tangata whenua, yet if we don't own any land, then how, you know... Yeah. I think we'll always belong to the land and I'll always have a sense of belonging, but it's so much nicer to actually have land.
Yeah. It's clear that land matters to Will, and his iwi has lost a lot of it. A Crown cock-up in 1880, which saw burial sites sold to Pākehā farmers, has upset the community for generations.
There's caves there, but they were stripped in 1902. European farmer went up and stripped all of the bones out of them in the burial chests, and they were deposited into the Auckland Museum. We've had some of the bones returned. And if you can imagine, you know, put yourself in our shoes, imagine that your mum was dug up, stripped of her wedding ring, had her coffin put on exhibit in the museum, and then her bones put down the back somewhere in a box. How would you feel?
The farmers know the injustice and would be willing sellers to the Crown at market rates, enabling the return of the sites, but the government's in loophole land, claiming its hands are tied because the land is private and they simply won't cough up the dough.
I'm sure there were lots of misunderstandings, but this particular misunderstanding...
This particular one here, yeah.
...is painful.
For Will and for many Ngapuhi, old hurts were felt afresh over the foreshore and seabed legislation.
If we catch a fish, that'll be a bonus.
And whilst we can bond over fishing, working together, Māori Pākehā side by side.
Give me a high five on TV.
It's all good, cuz?
He's mad, isn't he?
Untangling the foreshore and seabed might be over our heads.
It's going to be pretty deep in that blue stuff, but you should be all right.
A young lady enjoying her slice of the foreshore and seabed settlement. All the best. Enjoy your day. See ya.
See ya.
Have we settled that?
Have we settled that? Oh, what's going to happen when we settle that?
I didn't hear about that.
What's going to happen? I mean, look at this. Surely yours, ours, together. Bro. Bro. Together, hey, bro. Is it or not? Can you see how Pākehā New Zealand, European New Zealander who's come down to the beach, love the beach, help clean up the beach, been part of keeping the beach the way it is, and comes down one day and there's a dude down there and says, hey, bro. So either no go or little koha and rough. Can you see how that's hypothetically, that's what infuriates them, you know? Yeah. And but is it a reality? Would that ever happen?
Yeah.
And B, if it did, would the Māori be within his rights?
I just think that the average Kiwi just Māori aren't out to take everything off you or your kids, so, you know, honestly, I don't think that's what Māori want. I remember surfing in Raglan, and there used to be an old dude called Sam Kiriopa. His approach was his land went right out to the sea. It didn't stop there, it went all the way out. He considered himself the guardian of from here right out to there. There was no Queen's Chain, there was no foreshore and seabed. He looked after it. What he got pissed off about was the people that shit all over the place, left their litter, lit fires, and generally didn't respect the place. Other than that, you could go up to him and say, hey, Sam, is it all right? And he'd go, yeah, go for it. How's your day? You know, and I think that's what you'll get from Māori. On the other hand, what about the billionaire that decides to buy up an entire peninsula, employ his own security guards to manage the perimeter, and then puts up no trespass signs? Who are you going to have more trouble having a conversation with? Who's got more money to take you to court and is more likely to smack your ass if you ever do anything wrong? I don't think Māori are out to... I think all they're asking for is a little bit of respect. United Nations said that it was wrong what the government did. It was disrespectful. They weren't respecting our rights. I don't think Māori, you know, we've kind of shared a lot for it.
Good. You're right. That's right. I understand this. No, it's that sort of emotional response on both sides.
Yeah.
It makes it hard to talk about it that way. It makes it hard to sort of come to some agreement. Like, what would be the problem if everybody agreed to the same terms and to share it? What would be the problem?
Can we have a little clause underneath there that says that the government will never on-sell to another country or corporation the sand, the water, the fish? Can we have a guarantee that our children and our children's children will be able to say that the beach belongs to them? I just think, to be honest, I reckon if the Crown was really honest with Pākehā and Māori, the foreshore and seabed was less about protecting Kiwis' rights to go to the beach as it was about ownership of another resource, which can then be profited from, at the expense of the environment, society and culture.
Wow, what a lucrative day we've had fishing. Today we've caught my usual fishing quota. It strikes me that Will and I share the same values around the foreshore.